In what year did the Korean War end?
1953.
72.
No, 53. That's 58.
Although hostilities ended in 1953, there was never a formal peace treaty.
Oh, I was right the first time.
As of 2020.
I was closer because 73 is closer to today.
What?
Than 53 is.
Yeah. The answer is that there was never a formal peace treaty as of
it's
2020.
never ended?
No.
But I was
It's a trick
closer.
question, but you were almost right.
So
But
yeah.
let the record show that I was closer. Without going over.
Yep.
Price is Right rules.
So that's that. All right.
We started?
Yeah, that's the podcast. Today we're joined by a special guest, second time on the podcast, Jaxi. Alegria.
Yeah, technically third time because you said something, I think, like one thing when
the
we were in that
park
park.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Good to have you here. Jeff's here as two.
We're in Karsten's apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys are together for the first time in a long time. How's that feel?
While. It feels great. The listeners aren't getting anything great here because we're not recording video, but we are.
Which is very funny.
Then why are we naked?
It's a good question. Yeah. How have you been? How's since the last time you were on the podcast? Like, what's it been like?
That's like my podcasting world. Podcasting life's really busy.
Yeah.
I did guest on Christian's podcast, another friend of ours.
Yep.
And I was also hungover that day too. So I think
that's a good way to get into this.
Landing myself the niche spot.
Well, yeah, you threw a Smash tournament last night that we were both at.
A rager.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you made the bracket, and I think that you intentionally put me against a guy named Paul, who was so absurdly good. I lost in about 90 seconds. Yeah, and that was my entire time in the tourney. It
was not me, it was an app. The app hates you.
Yeah. I met Paul. He's really nice.
He's a great guy.
Oh, you seem very nice.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you lost to Paul, you were like convincing everyone around us to like get Paul drunk so that he loses. And then
work.
I went in assuming I would face Paul, which was assuming I'd win the next two rounds, and I ended up losing the next round
pretty early
because I had the wrong controls and didn't say anything. And now we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
really controversial night. There's a few controversial losses, a few controversial wins. Jeff got in a fight.
Okay, I was gonna add. I'm getting right into it.
Jeff got in a fight at my party last night.
Not from you, but from Jaxi. That I say that you got into a little altercation with a guest at the party. Mike. Not Brunlieb.
Yeah, not Oh, okay. So, I'm not going to publicly throw anyone under the bus here.
Well,
I just want to say
that he threw you under the bus in a public setting.
There was no physical altercation. I just corrected Mike's math because Mike was saying that he was going to invest in cryptocurrency 6 years ago and that the money he was going to put in would have made him a billionaire, which is frankly absurd. So I did the math. I just corrected his math and said you would have made about $3 million, which is very far from $1 billion.
But it got heated.
He was insisting he was right, and then he showed me on his calculator, and all he did was multiply the money he put in with the price of the coin instead of dividing by it. So he multiplied by like 182 instead of dividing by, which is quite a bit different mathematically. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say on the matter.
At a party, though. Let's remember.
I was gonna say, what an underwhelming fight when you bring out the calculator. Like,
he brought out the calculator.
Brought his Texas Instruments.
You're at a party, everyone's drunk, and then the two oldest people in the room start yelling at each other.
You guys are like 10 years older than everyone else there. Like, taking out calculators.
There was no yelling.
And then that was the party, yeah.
It's the first thing Sean said to me when we woke up this morning.
Jeff got in a fight last night. Went home with crutches and new knowledge. Are you into? We've talked about crypto before, Jeff.
My brother Jared, frequent guest of this podcast, is into crypto. I'm not so much.
Have you invested? You
I
did talk about you
yeah.
invested into some weird thing.
Yeah, so I made my money back, and then I took it out, and then I had like 1,000 extra, and I just let that run.
Yeah.
And by let that run, it's in some very obscure Dutch cryptocurrency that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. It seems to be going well.
Yeah.
I have a little bit in Ethereum, so that's my contribution.
Things are really blowing up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
love
we could.
the blockchain.
Yeah. We could get into the movie if we want. It's election this week.
Yes.
Well, the election isn't this week. We're talking about,
Whoa. Of course you just flipped a table.
election. This is a 1999. My ball mouse is about to die. So, this is a 1999 comedy directed by Alexander Payne, starring Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. What?
And Jessica
Campbell, who
plays
recently,
Tammy.
Yeah, of course.
Recently passed away.
The synopsis reads, Jim McAllister, played by Matthew Broderick, a well-liked high school government teacher, can't help but notice that successful student Tracy Flick, played by Reese Witherspoon, uses less than ethical tactics to get what she wants. When Tracy runs for school president, Jim feels that she will be a poor influence on the student body and convinces Paul, a dim-witted but popular student athlete, to run against Tracy. When she becomes aware of Jim's secret involvement in the race, a bitter feud is sparked. And that's the synopsis. And we asked you to pick the movie because you're our guest. And we always start by asking our guests, why'd you pick Election?
Well, you're already laughing.
This is gonna be good.
It's my. I think I can confidently say it's my second favorite movie, behind the other movie we talked about on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Every time I watch it, I get a craving to watch it like a week later. So I'm just like constantly watching it on a loop.
How many times have you seen it?
I don't know, like 20 maybe.
20.
Yeah. See, I discovered it when I was in high school because it's based on a book, and the book was based on like a drama piece that happened at my high school. Not when I was there, like in the 90s, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. But so that's how I found it, because I was just looking at my school's Wikipedia page. But it was a similar story. The homecoming queen who won homecoming was pregnant, and the principal or the vice principal burned ballots with her name on it, so that a pregnant girl wouldn't win homecoming.
Yeah,
queen.
that's
And then it was like a book based.
insane.
Yeah.
This movie really, I forgot that it was based on your high school, because it really resonates with the Eau Claire community.
Yeah.
Because my mom from Eau Claire really loves this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Most people from like the Twin Cities that I'm friends with are big fans of this movie. It's just like, it's very Midwest fan base.
Well, just because I feel like if you grew up in a small Midwestern town like that, everything that happens in it is so
Everyone's got a
real.
Paul,
Very
you know?
real, yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff, this was your second time
Yeah.
seeing it.
Yeah.
As a Floridian, does this do anything for you?
Yeah, this high school was
He kept
nothing
talking about how
like...
Tracy was really hot.
Okay, that's not true. The thing is, like, even if that was the case, that's not what I would spend the entire film doing, because that would really ruin the experience for everyone else.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify, I did not say that. But yeah, this high school, the depiction of high school was nothing like my high school in Florida.
What was that like?
It was just a lot of people like wearing flip-flops and shorts.
The same plot, but they're all wearing
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
yeah. So as I said, nothing like my school.
Yeah.
Instead of a bee sting, it's an alligator bite.
Yeah. This was my third or fourth time seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I only just recently watched it for the first time like 2 years, like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's just so rewatchable.
It's
like,
so
that's
good.
The appeal to me. It's like so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? I didn't come with any other points besides that.
I could talk about it.
Yeah.
I have always said I feel very strongly that this movie is a perfect litmus test for people who are watching it. Like, because I've seen it a bunch of times, like, throughout my life when I was young, and like now, like through high school, through college, now post college. And the way I feel about the characters is so different every time I watch it.
Yeah.
And you can like really learn a lot about someone based on their reaction to the movie. Because like who you hate, everyone is dislikable. Like everyone in that movie has issues, but who you hone in on and who you like rage against the most, I feel like speaks so much to your opinions and perspective and stuff.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah, I have to disagree with one thing you said.
That Tracy isn't hot.
Yeah, I want to be very firm that my position is that Tracy is hot. No, okay, you said that everyone is dislikable, but I don't think Paul is dislikable at all in this film, because Paul is so naive to everything happening. He doesn't even understand the film he's in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like
I don't think any of them know they're in a movie.
Yeah. Some of Paul's line readings were terrible.
Well, Paul breaks the fourth wall a few different times.
He's the only
I feel
one
like
who
Paul
knows
actually
he's in a movie.
knows he's in the movie. Paul's the smartest character this whole time. We're filming a movie.
Was that? I mean, that was, I thought it was Keanu Reeves, but
It's like Nick Cage.
Yeah, I heard Nick
Timothy
Cage.
Chalamet.
Crazy two
Yeah.
people to name back to back.
They both sound the same. The same.
Really?
Yeah. Timmy's
I've never
like,
thought of that.
we gotta.
Timmy.
We have to.
No,
Yeah.
can you continue that?
I play Paul in June. And
Wait, okay, so so Jeff and I watched Election together.
yeah.
And the beginning, it starts off like a very wholesome, like, here's a high school thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet these characters, high school, whatever. And then it like takes a hard left away from like the John Hughes vibes. When there's a hard cut to I just realized I was playing with this. I'm sorry for making little noises. When the
Teacher's
the
revealed
teacher,
to.
yeah, he says, her pussy gets so wet you can't believe. And as soon as that line came on, I told Jeff, I'm going to make both you and Carson say it individually.
No, we're not.
We're not doing it, though.
We
I
have
think
this
the-
we own this podcast. You can't come on and do that.
See, I laughed
You
when you
should-
said that. I wasn't saying I would do it.
You had to say it in Timothy Chalamet's voice.
No, oh my god.
Yeah, I agree. Karsten has to say it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, here's the thing. You've
Then I
never
wouldn't-
seen our subreddit, and that was.
I thought you were gonna say something so different. But
Yeah. But people, that would be the only clip that's ever used for
Yeah.
anything.
they would
yeah.
drive that clip into the ground. They would.
Yeah.
I forgot what I forgot what your point was.
Oh, I wanted you guys to say that line. But
Yeah.
point wise, that character, what's his name? Is it Dave?
Dave, I think.
Is it Dave?
We'll call it
don't remember.
Dave.
Linda's
It's-
husband.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Dave
like,
to us.
Yeah, Dave. They nailed that fucking character, man. That character
Yeah.
is the perfect epitome of like townie who never left.
Yeah.
Creepy like older dude.
Absolute weird guy that works at the store.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
peaked in high school.
Yeah.
Like says weird shit to young
Yeah.
women. They like that character's
Sweaty.
fun. The whole the novel that he hasn't written yet, but it's written
That's
in his head
so
is like
perfect.
Yeah,
so
and that was like
good.
the Matthew Broderick voiceover of saying that he, like, was popular in high school, but it's like he wishes he was still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That character's amazing. And I think that is so good because that one is so like exaggerated. Like he really is like a bastardization almost of that like typical character.
Yeah.
But Matthew Broderick's character is like the exact same type of guy. So during that whole like when he's talking about him, he's kind of talking shit about him a little bit, but like in a friend way where it's like, oh, he's like the guy who only teaches high school because he wishes he never left and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like he is all of that same stuff. So it's
Exactly.
like very interesting to see the development of like what his perspective was on that guy, and then he is the same person.
Yeah.
They both left in disgrace.
Yeah.
because of the same girl.
Because, like, he has this whole monologue at the end where he's like, it's so sad that she wakes up at 5 a.m. and follows her dreams. Like, I can't imagine that. And it's like very much
He's equally
the kind of guy that's just like really upset he's not. It's so that's the thing I like about this movie is like it's like the best high school movie ever made because it gets every like trope exactly right. Like that guy is the perfect example of that guy. Tammy's character is like the perfect like outsider character.
Yeah.
Paul is the funniest jock you could possibly
He's the
write.
himbo king. I can't think of a single himbo in cinematic history who was better than Paul.
Besides
Brendan
like that
Fraser in The Mummy.
No.
Nah, he's too smart.
He's so smart. He's such a genius. That basketball kid from Ned's Declassified who's always spinning.
Oh yeah.
He's up
but
there.
you know what? Is I bet you so much of that character in that show came from Paul in this movie.
Exactly.
I'm so sure because it's like 1-to-1. The voice is the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know. Jocks always like are portrayed as like assholes in movies. Like they're dumb, but they're usually like the villain. And Paul's just like the nicest man possible.
The way he reads his speech is so funny because it's just one like long run-on sentence.
Yeah.
Dude, the vein that pops out of his forehead in that scene is crazy. He bodied that performance.
Dude, that's the thing. He's Chris Klein is the actor. He really hasn't been in. He's done like the American Pie movies and like a bunch of bad like high school stuff. But I'm like, he's so good.
He peaked in high school.
Literally, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Whoa.
Shit. Yeah.
Can we
I
talk
love
about
the
Tammy?
characters. We'll talk about Tammy.
Tammy is the best character of the movie.
I
Fight me
fully
on this.
disagree, but
Do you think Paul is the best character?
yeah, of course Paul's the best character. Actually, no. The best character is the principal.
That's
that guy,
what- yeah.
he's
Yeah.
so funny. He's like so perfectly dry.
The line after the scene where Tammy goes off and gives a speech about how stupid the election is.
Yeah.
And he goes, "This bitch is making fools out of us." The way he hits bitch is so funny.
So
Makes me laugh so hard
perfect.
every time.
It's like he's always like he thinks so so far ahead before he says a thing. He's like, now hold your horses or something like that. Yeah, I really like him.
Yeah, he's a good. But Tammy is the best.
Tammy's
character.
Tammy's ahead of her time as far as a character.
Yeah.
Like she's super like she would still exist in today's high school.
Have
you
you
know?
seen Freaks and Geeks?
No. Oh yeah, I have, yeah.
So-
She's in that?
Yeah, she plays Ken's girlfriend,
Okay.
the band girl. It's like the last 4 episodes, maybe.
It's been years.
4 or 5. You should watch it. It's like one of my favorite shows in the world. But Jessica Campbell is in that too. She is my favorite character in both pieces of media that I've seen her in.
Wow.
She's just so funny. Like
Yeah.
everything she said is just
That's amazing.
Sure, her character's fantastic in that.
Wow. Have you seen Succession?
I watched 11 episodes in a day last
Right.
weekend because I'm trying to catch up in time for the finale for you.
She's not in that, but really great show.
Yeah, I guess. That's one thing. I'm not sure if you want to talk about Succession.
Oh, we don't need to get into Succession. I don't even want to hear your thoughts right now.
You know my thoughts, and you just know I'm right, so you don't want the world to hear me, so they pick my side over yours. But...
Oh, I don't think that would happen. I don't think you understand how strong our community is.
Okay. I like it. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Oh, did you just unzip your pants?
No, my hoodie has zippers. Zipping up my hood pockets. Jeff, who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character?
You're acting like this is a shocking question.
Shit, I guess.
Threw a curveball at
So
you.
what happened was, right when you asked me that, I realized it's Paul. But I forgot his name for a second.
We've been talking about it for like 10 minutes.
That's why it was so shocking to me. But I forgot the name.
If I hadn't sat next to you while we watched this movie, I would not believe that you've seen this movie.
They were all in like high school or something, right?
I'm having a really rough episode this week. I'm really off my game here.
And I'm only used to seeing like a bit of your body when we
Yeah.
do this. It's just like through a small window into your life. But this is the full experience.
Yeah.
Again, we're naked. Just
favorite.
in case.
Anybody got a favorite scene? We'll talk that.
I have a better question.
Okay. Christ. Take a sip of water then.
Who's the villain in this movie?
Oh, that is a better
Yeah,
question.
see?
I think it's fully Matthew Broderick, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's, in this film, I was going to go back to, like, the first character that we called Dave, but obviously he's a minor character.
No, yeah.
Of the entire film, it's absolutely Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Matthew Broderick speaks to, like, a bigger issue he's just, like, a small example of, like, what's happening in America. Like, he's just a bad guy.
We're getting political
like,
here.
A bad man who's, like, takes things personal and
who thinks he's a good guy, which is the most dangerous part about him.
Extremely insecure about, like, any woman rising above him.
Yeah.
Too.
Super misogynistic.
Extremely misogynistic.
That's what I think is so fascinating about his character, is that he is so expert at rationalizing all of his decisions in his head that he doesn't feel any guilt or shame about anything. Which is why he, like, bounces back so quick in New York, has his happy little life and whatever, because he just, like, he thinks he's such a good person because he argues with every bad thought he has, because he's like, oh, that was obviously once we kissed, we had to get a motel and fuck, you know? It's like...
Yeah, I think his main issue, in this film for me is the fact that he teaches high schoolers and he treats them fully like adults and reacts to them as if they are adults, even though he is, he's fully older than them and is, in fact, in charge of them when they're in school.
Yeah.
So it's like he reacts to the stuff Tracy says as if it's just two people, like, out in the world, instead of this very specific space where he has power over her.
Yeah. Power is actually, like, a really big thing that makes his character so scary to me.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have any relationship in his life where he doesn't have the upper hand over someone, which I think is so, like, deeply disturbing. Like, his one friend, he only has one friend.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue maybe he has other friends we don't see in the movie, but kicked out of his house, sleeping in his car.
Right.
In a motel. Like, he has one friend, and that was the one friend who he considered below him. Who, like, he always, even before the thing with Tracy, considered below him. His wife, he considers below him. Linda, he saw as vulnerable, so he could fuck her.
Yeah.
All his students are below, like, it just...
Yeah.
He thinks himself, like...
Yeah. Paul's easily manipulative.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
I was going to say, you could argue Paul would consider him a friend, even though I don't think he would consider Paul a friend.
No.
I feel like Paul likes him.
Paul would consider the banana he ate in the third scene a friend.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah, that was a better question.
Sorry.
So what's everybody's favorite scene then? Let's talk scenes.
The bit every time Tammy goes and watches the power lines, I think is such a good like portrayal of teen angst and like teen existentialism.
Yeah.
Where you just like go and you're not like wanting to die. You're just like going and you're like, what if I did though?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a spot growing up that you went to like ponder? I just love that that aspect of the character.
We had like a refinery that I would...
Refinery?
Is that the
what
word?
What were you refining?
No, we didn't have it. It was someone else's, but...
But like, what were they refining?
It was like a big like series of like metal towers with like big lights and smoke came out of them, and it was...
Is it like one of those things where you just always called it the refinery? And you
yeah.
never questioned what
I think I was just like, that's the refinery over there. They're refining something today, as always.
What about your like rusty barn with a trampoline in it?
That's not where I went to seek my existential moments.
Where you went to have fun.
Where the bat shit was all over the floor. Yeah. I agree. It's a good scene. Yeah,
I agree that I went to the refinery as a kid. Jeff, did you have a spot you went and
I didn't have a refinery. No,
everything was so unrefined.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I didn't live at any... I lived in, like, a weird part of Florida where it's just, like, one long, continuous, like, suburban sprawl. But there was no, like, on the edge of town refinery or things that seemed like that would make sense to go ponder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you ponder as a kid?
No, I never pondered.
No.
No, I'm not a
much
big
to
ponderer.
ponder. No.
You're pondering to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're
You know,
you
Carson
late to
took
the
his
game.
jacket off.
It's a hoodie, but
Let's talk about this.
let's
Is it a
pick that
jacket
up.
or a hoodie?
Let's unpack that.
Yeah. Jaxi,
Did you ponder?
how about you?
There was a spot, like a hiking spot, that was 20 minutes away driving, and I would go and you hike to the top of this little hill because we don't have mountains in Wisconsin, and there's a fire tower, so you could climb that, and it's a great place to ponder.
Yeah.
20-minute drive, 30-minute hike.
I know the spot.
Yeah.
It's Eau Claire.
There's like
Wait,
four
I literally
spots.
have been to that spot.
Yeah, it's like the spot.
It's
yeah.
a good spot. Yeah, I really like this movie because it's like really quirky in its actual filmmaking. Like there's a lot of like freeze frames, and there's the moment at the end where all their faces are looking at him and they're cutting by like really fast.
Yeah.
And it's just like it has a lot of fun with itself, which I feel like you also don't get in a lot of high school comedies.
Yeah.
Because they're all like kind of by the books as far as making the movie goes, but they can like be funny on their own. But this one's like just tons of really funny quirks about it.
Yeah, like John Hughes, but more interesting.
More interesting, yeah.
Now, interestingly, a high school movie to compare it to is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Because Matthew Broderick's in that. That's why it's interesting.
He is in that. As is Alan Ruck.
Jeff takes out a giant scroll of notes. Matthew Broderick.
It's his filmography. it's just
His Wikipedia
Matthew
page
Broderick
with all the
films.
advertisements from Wikipedia.
He's like, this is when he accidentally murdered someone.
Yeah.
We did talk about this a bunch of times.
And he was also in the remake of The Producers.
He was. He's great in that.
Interesting. that's
So we could really compare it to The Producers.
yeah.
And the
Two
original
very
Producers.
similar films.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know he's in Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, that's another movie I think we
Yeah.
can compare it to.
Yeah, we can compare.
Yeah, and
A lot
the
of-
original Producers, Gene Wilder was in, and he was Willy Wonka. So really, it's just like Willy Wonka.
I think we're about to unlock something huge.
Yeah.
It's like QAnon.
Any closing thoughts on this film?
How long have we been talking?
It's been about half an hour.
It's been the perfect length for someone to walk their dog. We shoot for.
Out of context, that's such a funny thing to say.
So congratulations, dog, if you just finished that walk.
The dog has the headphones in.
Someone walking their dog to this podcast right now is losing their mind, and the dog's like,
Don't look behind you.
yeah.
Closing thoughts. Did you like it?
I do like it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I love it, and it's just to one up Jeff.
I like it.
It weirdly like is a very rewarding rewatch, which is not what you'd
Yeah.
expect because it's like kind of a by the books like this happens and this happens and you know the twists coming and like it.
But there's
it's,
lots of little stuff that's fun. To
Yeah.
watch over and over. Like the whole line of the apples and oranges bit and
my
the
favorite
bananas,
line.
and then
And pears.
and
Yeah.
that gets like called back so many times.
Yeah.
And just like I don't know, rewatching it, knowing how it ends is like really fun to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to answer
Yeah.
Carson's question, that was my favorite scene.
Circle back.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Do you have a favorite scene?
You know, I asked that question, and actually, no. I love when Tracy tears down the posters.
Oh, yeah.
And the fucking
Or-
Enrico
the-
Morricone music comes
Yeah.
in, and it's like it's not Enrico, it's like Enrio, but it's just such a great moment
Yeah,
because she's just
Ennio.
losing her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The soundtrack. Are we trying to get done? Like, are you trying to cut it off?
No, let's
There's
get into
so much
it.
more to talk about. The
Yeah.
soundtrack, or not the
Yeah.
soundtrack, score, movie
yeah.
and stuff. The score is amazing because every single character has different instrumentation,
Yeah.
except for Tracy and Matthew Broderick. What's his name in the movie?
Fuck, not Paul. I know.
Rule that one out.
It's
of the-
Jim.
Jim.
Jim
It is?
McAllister.
Yes.
It's Jim. Yeah.
Jim McAllister.
Jim and
Who knew?
yeah.
They have like the same. They have the Ennio sound.
Yeah.
But like the soft guitar of Tammy's every time Tammy has like a moment or like a storyline thing, it's just like the vibe is set so well with all the music.
Right. Yeah.
It's really, really, really well done.
It's kind of like laid back, but still like really tense near the end. I just realized that because I walked in on you guys in like the last like half hour, and it doesn't end like a normal movie where it's like a big climax and then like comes down. It's like it kind of like takes it pretty mellow on its way out, and I just like it just feels like a small town story.
Yeah.
That like kind of. He describes it so perfectly. It's like a thing you read in the newspaper, like got passed around in email chains, and it's like that's all this was. It's like a little blip, and he moved on the way everybody else did, and
lifelong Pepsi drinker. He
Yeah.
does a Pepsi in the end.
exactly.
Love that.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a high school like story drama thing?
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it.
Whoa. Uh-oh. The lawsuit still.
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's a teacher and a
Carson's
student.
producer is doing the
Jeff.
What?
Jeff, if I go down, you're going down too. You're going to be a good little boy.
Yeah,
with a tight little ass.
No.
the only thing I did.
I'm pretty sure it was Jeff who said that.
It was not.
First of all, we weren't talking about things we did. We were talking about other high school things.
I mean, in terms of like the worst thing I did. I just want to say it's not bad. That's why I'm saying it. Is that my entire? So I went to a magnet program where it was like about computer programming. So I had to learn C++, and the amount of time we were given to accomplish this was very unreasonable.
Yeah.
So every single person in the class cheated. I just emailed the code that we needed to finish. So every single person in the class cheated, and I was one of them. I cheated on a C++ project.
Oh,
Nice,
shit.
nice.
What'd you get?
Well, they all found out we cheated.
Oh. So...
But the thing is, they couldn't really do anything about it because here's the tip for anyone in high school: if your entire class cheats, what are they gonna do?
And that's why you should unionize.
Yeah, that's why you should unionize.
Yeah.
The same basic principle.
You guys should unionize a podcast. Have you thought about it?
Yeah. Someone took a shit in the pool in my
That's why you didn't want to unionize the podcast.
No, I just came up with a better story. Someone shat in...
Weren't you on the swim team?
I saw it firsthand, actually.
I think he did it.
I think he did it too.
There's a guy, let's call him Danny. He didn't want to be at the meet.
Is that your middle name, Danny?
He didn't want to be at the meet. Fuck, that's actually his... that's his real name. I realized I don't want this to come back and bite him, so I think I'm gonna cut the story here.
Yeah, so someone that I know, let's call them Karsten.
You waited until right when I took a sip of water. I almost spit that all over your computer.
Closing thoughts on this movie.
Closing thoughts on the movie.
You know, a great time, probably not a great time if you're a child watching with the family. It might be an awkward time.
Oh, yeah. Don't watch it with your
Don't watch it with your family.
My mom showed me this movie. She's
we're learning a lot about you today.
She was like, this is like one of the best comedies out there, and I was like,
true.
okay, and she was right.
There's a porn scene.
Yeah.
A few straight dick shots.
Yeah. Have you guys had to sit through any uncomfortable scenes with your parents before?
Well, not that from this film.
No, well, I did.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've watched a lot of podcast movies with your family.
I mean, most of them were like musicals. Yeah. I figured things they wanted to watch anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I was young, I saw Wedding Crashers in theaters with my parents.
Okay.
That was weird.
What happens in that one? I haven't seen it.
Oh, there's just like tons of nudity.
Yeah.
What's tons of nudity?
Like a pretty copious amount.
Well, that does not... less of an answer.
I'm just adding synonyms.
Jeff pulls out a giant thesaurus.
Copious. Have you guys seen If Beale Street Could Talk?
There was a bushel of nudity.
And Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah. That. I saw that with my mom, and that has one of the most like sexual sex scenes ever. And
really?
That's probably the most uncomfortable I've been. It was really. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Insecure
No.
on HBO? I'm watching that right now, or I just rewatched it because season 5 is there. Oh, it's actually like about to go on. In like 2 hours.
You have to go.
Yeah, I have to go. Let's end it right here. But that is like so many sex scenes, and it's HBO, and it's like the cinematography in that show is amazing. It's all very well handled and very respectful, but there is like a lot of sex scenes. I was binging it before the 5th season started, and Nick would walk in every single time a sex scene would go on, be like, "Is this show just porn? Like, are you lying to me? And there's no TV show?" Because it is a lot of like very graphic, very fun,
Fun
very
for the whole
good.
family
Yeah.
type of sex.
Watch it with your grandma.
Yeah.
But only if she's hot.
Yeah. How do we transition out of that? Closing thoughts. Good movie.
Good movie. Great
We've
movie.
established that.
I think, for me, top 3 of all time.
Really?
Is it?
I mean, it's top 5 comedies for me. I don't
I'm
know
a
about
comedy
all
person,
time.
though. Like, I way
Yeah.
prefer comedies over any other kind of movie. So
That's fair.
For me,
That's fair.
top 3.
What about you, Jeff?
I mean, I don't know if it's on any of my like lists, but I liked it a lot. It's very good.
It's not on any of those scrolls.
Not
that
any
you're
of those
pulling out.
I mean, it's no Willy Wonka's in the Chocolate Factory starring Gene Wilder.
That's all over the scrolls.
On every scroll I have, I just write Willy Wonka,
Just in
number
case
1.
you forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just looked at one of the questions we got. Yeah, I gave it a 5. I'm assuming you're a strong
5,
Jeff. If you don't give this a 5,
I'm not. 4.
just a 4.
I mean, I like it. Just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't like do
What it
it's.
doing
Yeah, like
for
I don't
you.
think it's doing for me what it's doing for you.
I don't know if they did this on purpose, but flick in all caps. The L and the I go together where it looks like it's a U.
Yeah.
And it always looks like it says
Crazy
pick fuck.
Yeah.
Which I think is
It has
funny.
to be on purpose.
It's
I
such a
thought about
funny
it
bit.
for
Oh yeah, I mean,
years.
just the name Flick. Like,
It's like
Yeah.
fuck, yeah.
yeah, they absolutely did that on purpose.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
That one's getting cut. I'm gonna cut it right as I go. Say
Just add one of those like long
beeps. Yeah. But you will say beep. Let's move into questions.
Okay.
Let's answer some.
I'm ready. I love questions.
This one comes. We have 3 from one person, and it's because they're all really good. It's Ruby Lizard, and the subject is questions for Jeff and his friend.
That's both of you.
Yeah.
Aw.
I mean, they didn't know you were going to be here.
First
I
question.
think they did.
Do you guys know what Arkansas is? Do you have an opinion on it? I live here, and I don't think people know we exist. I know what Arkansas
Yeah.
is. It's a state.
It's a state.
In. Can you guess the capital?
Capital.
Were you going to say
Well,
in
I mean,
Arkansas?
is it Little Rock?
It is Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say, as a fan of portmanteaus, I do like Arkansas because on the border of Texas and Arkansas, you have Texarkana.
Okay.
It's one of the better portmanteaus.
Interesting.
That was really one of my only Arkansas facts.
Picks up the glass of water.
Yeah.
Throws the portmanteau scroll over
Yeah.
his shoulder.
Forget that. I feel like you might be the only one that's driven through. Have you driven through Arkansas?
Where is Arkansas?
It's like
North
bottom.
of Texas.
No,
But that's
I don't
also
think I
Oklahoma
have.
is north of Texas.
Yeah.
So it's,
I've driven through Oklahoma, so maybe
Yeah.
I kissed Arkansas a little bit.
It's I've never been there, but I know some good people from there.
you do.
No,
No
actually,
thugs.
I don't.
Favorite
Razorbacks.
scene in
Yeah.
Arkansas?
The film scene is just great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know you exist though. Is my answer? It's just like a forgettable city or state. Next question is favorite cereal now and favorite cereal as a kid. My favorite one now is honeycomb. I really love honeycomb. Tastes sweet and nice. Favorite as a kid was probably Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles? That's a terrible choice.
No,
What are you
I get
talking
it.
about? They're
Okay,
so good.
so we need
They're
to
too
first
sweet, I think. but-
establish if you're a milk cereal person or a plain cereal person.
Zero cereal. Zero.
Just milk.
I was like, what?
I meant to say milk.
Yeah, now that's what makes your just getting over the fact that you just claim to just drink plain milk and call that cereal somehow.
A bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Have a cup of milk, no cereal. I'm having cereal, but without the cereal.
Fruity Pebbles hitting today.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can like dry Fruity Pebbles.
You just eat them. Like, I don't. They're
Like,
fruity
it has to be with a spoon, right?
So I do this thing with cereal where I
Where I pour a glass of milk.
man, this is gonna be crazy. I have a bowl. You got the cereal in the bowl. I bring it up to my face, take my tongue out, lick it. They
Man,
get
her
stuck on my
pussy was
tongue,
so
and I
wet,
bring
you
it in.
couldn't
Yeah.
So
believe.
that's like how dogs
Dogs
drink water.
eat water. Dogs.
I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
Dogs eat
How dogs
water.
crunch on water. I have cereal that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Were you?
interesting.
Is this a bit? Or
No, it's
do you actually eat it?
I do that sometimes, yeah. It's just efficient.
Still?
You don't need yeah. Well, I don't eat cereal that often. I mean, usually I use my hands and just throw it in my mouth, but you know, that's really efficient, just right to the source, you know.
Okay.
Swirl it like a glass of wine.
I have too many questions at this point. So I think I'll just go mine.
Yeah.
So currently I still like Golden Grams. That's a solid cereal.
Golden Grams got
Same shit as honeycombs.
Now,
Yeah.
when I was
No.
younger, the issue is I loved the marshmallows and Lucky Charms, but the actual cereal part was awful.
Yeah.
So recently they've come out where they just put marshmallows in anything these days. So like marshmallows and Fruit Loops is excellent.
No, I have not.
Also
seen that.
Apple Jacks. That might be the best one. Is
Oh, that's
marshmallows
my
and
Apple
Apple
Jacks.
Jacks
Jacks.
are really good.
Yeah, so the marshmallow Apple Jacks, like everything you could want.
Yeah. What about you?
Cocoa Pebbles. Both
Cocoa
as a
Pebbles.
child and now.
See, Pebbles. They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great if you're gonna make like Rice Krispie treats out of them.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Don't pretend
but
you thought of that.
on their own. On their own, they're great.
On their own, they're just tedious because like you drop them everywhere.
Actually, my favorite now are the Cap'n Crunch berries with like extra berries.
Oops, all berries.
Okay, that is
not
good.
Not oops all berries.
No, not that's too many
This is
berries.
purposeful.
That's an accident.
Yeah.
A travesty.
It is. Yeah.
How would that even be an accident? Like, I'm just wondering if it
Yeah.
if it was to be an accident, what would
My
the
uncle
mechanism?
works for Kellogg's. It was completely on purpose. I don't believe
Literally,
a
they
second
wrote
of
it
it.
on the box. Like, it'd be so funny to get one that isn't oops all berries and it's still all berries.
What if they just
Oh.
and
rename?
then it actually, oops.
If they just rename
It's
regular
written in
Captain
Sharpie
Crunch.
that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
Next question. This is topical considering our film. Did either of you get any superlatives in high school?
No.
Really?
Yeah. No. My high school was pretty big. I was
Yeah.
not that popular.
Okay, gotcha. What about you?
I didn't get any either.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I really expected. I, funny enough, got most
Got
likely.
most likely to poop in the pool.
Most likely to have already pooped in the pool.
Picture me by a pool, like.
It just says in quotation marks. It just says Danny.
I'd like to make it very clear. I did not poop in the pool. And for legal reasons, neither did Danny. No one pooped in the pool.
Oh, fuck.
I got most likely to be internet famous. And turned out. So. Anyways,
Is there anyone
that,
else who has a YouTube channel from your high school?
yeah, actually, it's a guy does cooking videos.
Is he more popular than you?
No offense, but no, it's just doesn't touch me on this. Yeah.
Yeah. Take that, Danny.
Yeah.
Danny's really good.
Danny's like,
Shit on
worst
it.
episode ever. All right.
Thanks to our Patreon supporters, Danny.
Yeah, just Danny. Let's get into our wrap up then. We like to kick this off by announcing our next movie for the next week, and Jeff and I have not talked about it
Not at all.
We
This happens
don't.
almost every episode.
Almost every single episode. We'll come up with something and probably announce it on the Twitter. Because I'm
On the Twitters.
scrolling right now and I can't find a damn... Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
The Matrix.
Is that come out this
We're
week? What?
The Matrix?
The Matrix?
The movie came out in
The old
90s.
one. Okay, because
We're
there's a
seeing
new
that on
one.
Tuesday.
I think that
We're
came
seeing
out the
that on
same.
Tuesday.
That came
We're
out the
seeing that
same
on
year
Tuesday.
as this.
Tuesday
this
as in
election.
the day after tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wait, the next movie's gonna be the day after tomorrow, starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
You know what? We're talking about The Matrix.
Because we're seeing that on
We're going to
Tuesday.
see The Matrix.
We already have tickets. You can't bail.
Yeah. Well, how's Jeff going to... Jeff, do you want to come to this?
Well, if it's gonna be for the podcast, I kind of need to see
well.
it, don't I?
Oh, shit.
It's on HBO Max, man. You can just... No. Okay, we'll see The Matrix then.
Sure.
Cool. It's on HBO Max for anyone that hasn't seen it, though, and you can watch it at home for free.
I've written papers on The Matrix. Probably 3 papers on The Matrix. Never seen it before in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I've read the wiki page a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you like the red pill or the blue pill better?
I like to make a cocktail, baby. Let's get weird. Did your ball mouse die?
My ball mouse died, so I don't know how I'm going to... Oh, I got a trackpad. That's right. Next, we want to read a review, because we love hearing what you guys have to say about the podcast. We've heard it also helps us in the algorithm. Also, big thanks to everybody on the Spotify Wrapped this year. We got those in this week, and we have. I think it said in our stats, 1,200 people have us as their number 1 podcast for this year.
Aww.
Really?
I'm like, that's all of our fan base.
Yeah.
So
Everyone who listens.
anyone who listens to it
Dedicated.
is gonna love this podcast.
Yeah.
Just
Aw.
let people know.
Cute.
Yeah. We're also charted at number 76 on the South Korean TV and film charts. So
Thank you, South Korea.
thank you, South Korea. Okay.
It's probably like 5 people.
Yeah. Okay.
5 dedicated.
Yeah.
This
fans.
one comes from TigerT.M.F from Ireland.
Do it in an Irish accent.
That's the subject line is do an Irish accent and beware of consequences. 5 stars.
Now, Karsten, are you at any % Irish in your ancestry?
Yeah, but I can't do an Irish accent.
What % are you?
I don't know. I'm mostly Finnish and a little bit of Swedish, a lot of German.
Not Germanish.
Not Germanish, no.
Yeah. All right, I trust you. I'm ready for.
That was, I think you're gonna...
If it's bad, I will change the rating to 4 stars. Great podcast, by the way.
Wait, okay, Jax, we have to pretend that was good so they don't change it.
Whoa!
Oh, no, nice.
Ian McKellen.
Am I in Ireland?
Next up, we want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/Carscast. If you guys would like to get in on the fun, head on over to the Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to bonus episodes, Q&As, shout-outs at the end of every episode, and much, much more. Jeff, do you have anything else to say about the patrons? Any thank
I mean, they're
yous?
great. They're actually
Yeah.
my favorite people that pay money to anyone for a service
Yep.
on the internet.
They're really getting a bang for their buck.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to do a Zoom Hangout pretty soon here.
Yeah, probably next weekend. I
Next
think.
weekend, probably. Well, yeah. Anyways, without any further ado, thank you, Alex Thomas, Anson Contreras, Antonio DeMarco, Blake Root, Boat, Brandon Yu, Brock Schultz, Camilla, Coop, David Sir, Eden, Finn, Jr., Finn Jr., Gavin Gibson, but it's spelled in all caps, so it's like Jr., Gavin Gibson, Grant Gow, Harry Remedianakis, Iva, Jay Neaston, John Van Hout, Carson Do a Backflip, KDT, Liv Rob, Lukewarm, Maddie Robertson, Martin Duff, Marilee Borslow, Meridian, Monopoly Shrimp on the Barbie, Monroe Page, Nora B, Riley Oss, Sean Kenny, Sophia Arieta, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilistic, XBL, Adosha, Smitty, Corbin, Jagerman Jensen, Tobias, Broke, Tom Likes Beans, Wes Kinley, Wiley Todd, Xavier Fossier, Yusuf A, Zoinks, and Zoe Hernandez McDonald. Thanks.
Some of those weren't names, right?
No, they were definitely not names. But thank you, patrons, for another great week of patronage.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
When you're right, Karsten.
Yeah. Well, that does it for the episode, coming in at a tight 51 minutes.
Oh, we have so much extra time. Jax,
know.
you do anything you want to plug?
Do you have anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Sorry.
really banked on that for 9 minutes.
I don't
We're
do
going to have
anything.
to figure something out here. Well, thanks for coming on.
Jeff, can you do an Irish accent?
No, I can't.
Can you do any accents?
No.
Can you do an Irish
I
accent?
I
I
can
can't, no.
again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really hard.
Yeah, I am 25% Irish though.
Oh,
Sure,
really?
sure.
Yeah, it is
Who's-
I think the
On whose
seventh night of
authority?
Hanukkah, which is I'm also 50%
Oh, congratulations.
Jewish.
Happy
Thank you.
Hanukkah.
You know, there was a menorah and it burned for way longer than people thought it was going to. And that's the story of Hanukkah.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think that's gonna do for the episode. Thanks, Jaxi, for coming on again. We'd love to have you back to talk about your third favorite movie.
Which is
Witches?
No.
Twitches.
Twitches?
Twitch.tv/Carson Lundquist. Check
When was
it
the
out.
last time you streamed?
It was like 3 months ago. We made a puzzle and I dipped. I left halfway through the puzzle building.
What?
Yeah, I had to go.
Go?
Wait, you built
you
half
had
a
to go
puzzle?
poop in the pool?
We started like a digital puzzle thing on my Twitch where we were building a puzzle digitally, and I had an appointment I had to go to. So
Did they finish without you?
yeah, some guy sent me a picture and it was like a cat in a basket.
Oh.
Yeah,
You left them in that.
I know. I was like, guys, I gotta go, but have fun. Anyway, Jeff, anything to say?
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side.